गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om. As Swamiji indicated, we are not just going to listen to some talks, but these 5 days are our spiritual sadhana camp. Along with the study, we should concentrate on our sadhana and the important thing in our life. So we will start our sadhana from this moment. Take a mental resolve that these 5 days, the 5 days will fly so fast. At least these 5 days, let us be fully available for this divine energy to come in and to reside in our heart. The kripa, the compassion of Lord is always there. It's like the sunlight, free. But we are sitting in the dark caves of our own imaginations and frustrations, and we don't want to come out. And then we say that there is no grace. It's not so. Jagadamba's grace is available. Only that we have to come out of our cave of doubt and frustration. Let these 5 days be dedicated for this sadhana. So some tips are, one thing is, if we can limit our use of mobile phones, because now that became the greatest hindrance for our sadhana, just inform our family and friends that you will be available only such and such time, maybe afternoon or evening. The rest of the time, just switch off. It's not, nothing is going to happen. We lived many years without mobile. We survived. We will survive 5 days. So one sadhana what we can take here is the silence or the little bit of vishranti for the mobile phones. That will be a great blessing for them also, for us also. Second thing is maunam. See, the wisdom, understanding is always there deep within. the self is sarvajna. The true self knows everything, and it is trying to speak to us, but we are not. Our mind is always babbling something or other, and because of that continuous noise, we are not able to listen to our own true self. So these 5 days, take up a Mauna Vrata. It doesn't mean that we don't speak or anything. Please, whenever you have to speak, please speak. Don't write and then show anger. That leads more frustration and energy. Speak, but see that unnecessarily politics and all that. Let us keep it for 5 days, okay? And then we concentrate on the grace, because the text what we are going to learn is not an ordinary text. It is not like studying any other text. This is something which is very divine. These are not created by a human being. The Lalita Sahasranama's importance is, this is not Manushya Krita Srishti. Written or revealed, not even by rishis, but they are given to us by Vashinyadi Vakdevata Rishayah. Devatas themselves are speaking directly to us. So we should be ready to receive this deep wisdom. So let us prepare ourselves for this divine experience, and then we actually start to feel, because this is a divine place where all these devatas reside. Okay? And we are in the most auspicious time. See, they say this month is known as Chaitra Masa, is the month where Chaitra and Vaishakha are the 2 months of spring in India, Bharatavarsha. The yaga and yajnas are only allowed in these 2 months. So this is the 2 months so sacred. And so we are here by Bhagavan's grace, and today is Vijaya Dashami. Like how we have Dashami for the Navaratri, the other Navaratri, the Sharadiya Navaratri. Now Vasanta Navaratri is just completed yesterday. Yesterday was Navami, today is Vijaya Dashami. See, we are so blessed that we are starting our camp in this, and we will end it on the Vasanta Purnima. The Purnima where the Vasanta, the Chaitra Purnima is the completion of this course. So that first night is Purnima. Although second morning is the Tithi, but first night is the Purnima, and it is such an auspicious, blessed day. So blessed period, 5 days of, although in the highest realm, Desha, Kala, etc. doesn't matter, but all of us are now still in this lower realm only. So, these are the most sacred days. We are gathered in the most sacred place. Think about, Shankara is not just one of the great Mahatma. Shankaro Shankara eva. Sakshal Sri Samba Sadashiva himself is Shankara. And his Nitya Sanidhya is here. So this is not just a place where a Mahatma is just born and gone, but Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayanandaji had direct vision of Bhagavan Sri Shankaracharya in the illam. So his Nitya Sanidhya is there. So we are not in one place, but we are in the place and at the right time. Okay? So we'll start our sadhana. Not just Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya, the study of the scriptures, of course, that we can do anywhere. But sadhana only takes place in only some places only. So let us start our sadhana, and this sadhana's main feature is Swadhyaya, for study of the scripture. But let us tune ourselves to the divine wisdom. Adi Vakdevata themselves bless us and reveal the greatness of this greatest scripture which is available. So we'll start our Upasana. As we know, although Siddhyadi Devatas are the rishis, but this entire Lalita Sahasranama is coming to us through a samvada, through a dialogue between Bhagavan Sakshal Sri Hayagriva and Agastya. Now, Hayagriva is revealing this and Agastya is receiving this. Think about how, this is composed by Vasinyadi Devataha, and this is revealed not by any other rishi, but by Bhagavan himself. Who Srimad Bhagavad Gita is given to us through Bhagavan, the same way Bhagavan Hayagriva, who is the embodiment of wisdom and knowledge, he himself is revealing this to Agastya, the greatest among the great, that Mahamuni, where Sri Ramachandra himself prostrated, because of whose blessing Sri Ramachandra was able to kill Ravana. So Agastya is the gem among all the different rishis of our land. So this is not an ordinary stotra. So we are starting this stotra by taking their grace and blessings. Before we start into chanting of mantras, etc., we will first close our eyes, really feel the presence of Bhagavan Sri Hayagriva, Sri Agastya and Sri Lalitambika deep in our heart. And then, invoking their grace and blessings, we will start the attempt to enter into this wisdom of life. Let us sit straight, interlock our fingers and keep on our lap. See that our backbone, our neck and head is in one line. Shoulders are relaxed, our body is relaxed. Let us bring our attention to our breathing. Be aware of the flow of breath. As we concentrate on our breathing, our mind becomes settled, concentrated, free of all other thoughts. Let us the world for a few minutes. Let us concentrate on our breathing. Do not allow our mind to wander. We are sitting straight, eyes are closed. Our concentration is on the prana. Our body is relaxed, our mind is relaxed. Please visualize a very beautiful red lotus in your heart center. Visualize a red lotus in your heart center. Try to visualize the form of Bhagavan Sri Hayagriva Swami seated in our Hridaya Kamala. Bhagavan Hayagriva is seated in our Hridaya Kamala, and Sakshal Sri Kumbhodbhava Agastya is standing at the lotus feet of Sri Bhagavan. Let us visualize this beautiful form of Guru and Shishya. Pray to Bhagavan, Sri Kumbhasambhava, Sri Agastya, and to Sakshal Sri Hayagriva to bless us with purity of heart and clarity of vision. May they bless us with calmness, quietude of mind. Let they inspire our intellect to grasp the ideas shared in the Swadhyaya. Let they bless us with pure love for Sri Jagadambika, Sri Rajarajeshwari. Mentally pray to them in your own mother tongue to bless us, to guide us, to protect us, and to reveal the sacred secret of Sri Lalita to all of us. Pray to Bhagavan Hayagriva and to Agastya. Mentally prostrate at the lotus feet of Bhagavan and Agastya Bhagavan. Keeping our mind concentrated on Bhagavan Hayagriva, we will chant the Namaskara mantra of Sri Hayagriva. I will chant. Please repeat. Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakritim Adharam sarva vidyanam Hayagrivam upasmahe. Mentally prostrate at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Hayagriva, invoking his grace and blessings. Now we will chant the Mahamantra of Hayagriva, which is revealed in the Hayagriva Upanishad. Vishwotirna Swarupaya Chinmaya Nandarupini Tubhyam Namo Hayagriva Vidya Rajaya Vishnave. Visualize the sacred form of Bhagavan Hayagriva. Pray to Bhagavan to give us purity and clarity. Now let us concentrate on the form of Sri Agastya. We'll pray to Agastya to remove all the obstacles from our mind. May there is Adidevika, Adibhaudika, Adhyatmika Shanti in all of us. Visualize the beautiful form of Let us pray to Bhagavan. Kasha pushpa pratikasham Agni Maruta Sambhavam Mitra Varunayoh Putraha Kumbhayoni Namostute. Pray to Bhagavan Agastya. Mentally prostrate at the lotus feet of Sri Bhagavan Agastya. Invoke his grace and blessings on all of us. Now visualize a very divine light in the center of our Hridaya Kamala. Feel that the form of Bhagavan Agastya and Hayagriva is getting disappeared into this great light which is shining in the center of our heart. Now try to visualize the most beautiful form of Sri Jagadambika Lalita Parameshwari seated in the center of this divine light. Try to visualize each and every part of Sri Jagadambika's divine form seated in the center of this divine light. And this divine light is seated, concentrated on our Hridaya Kamala. Pray to Jagadamba to shower her grace and blessings on all of us. Let us prostrate to Jagadamba in our mind. Please repeat. Sri Vidyam Jagatam Dhatrim Sargasthiti Layim Namami Lalitam Nityam Mahatdarim. Mentally prostrate to Jagadamba, invoking Jagadambika's grace, blessings. Concentrate on the beautiful face of Sri Jagadamba. See the divine smile on her lips and the endless compassion on her eyes. Focusing on mind in the form and grace of Jagadamba, we'll chant the Panjavimsari Nama Stotram, the 25 names of Lalitamba, which is considered as the essence of Lalita Sahasranama Stotra. Every day we should chant Lalita Sahasranama, but in case we are not able to do that, at least we should chant this Panjavimsari Nama Stotra, which is the essence of Sri Lalita Sahasranama, keeping our mind focused on Jagadambika's most beautiful form. We'll chant Lalita Panjavimsari Nama Stotram. Please repeat after me. Mahasimhasaneshwari Lalita Maharajeshwari Maharajni Varankusha Chapini Tripura Chaiva Maha Tripurasundari Sundari Chakranatha Cha Samrajni Chakrini Tatha Chakreshwari Mahadevi Kameshi Parameshwari Kamarajapriya Kamakotika Chakravartini Mahavidya Shivananda Vallabha Sarvapatala Kamalanadhamnaya Kamalanatha Amnaya Natha Kamalanathamnaya Natha Sarvamnaya Nivasini Sarva Nivasini Sarvamnaya Nivasini Shringaranayika Cheti Panjavimshati Namani Stuvandiye Mahabhagam Ashtasiddhi Bhavet Sada Om Shri Lalita Ambikayai Namaha. Om Shri Lalita Ambikayai Namaha. Om Shri Lalita Ambikayai Namaha. Once again, mentally prostrate at the lotus feet of Jagadamba, who is seated in our Hridaya Kamala, invoking her grace and blessings. Now let us rub our palms together. Feel the warmth and energy created between our palms. Keep the palms in a cup in front of our eyes. Feel the warmth and energy. Let us bless ourselves by touching our head with both palms, our neck and shoulders and hands. Let us bless ourselves. Let us touch our body, our back side, our legs. Let us keep our hand in front of our heart. Blinking our eyes, slowly open them and see the form of Sri Jagadambika Lalita Maha Tripurasundari and do namaskar to her. Hari Om. The most important thing in our life is the purpose. We see the world is going through a very difficult time. This is not only now. The world was always going through difficult. And the most worst thing which can happen to us is the purposelessness. As long as there is a purpose in our life, human beings can live, whatever may be the conditions. Suppose there is a purpose, you can go on. The moment the purpose is lost, we are lost. We see lots of problems, psychological problems, physical problems, psychosomatic problems, mainly because Kyun hai hum? Why are we here? No, there is nothing to look forward. So, when we ask ourselves, why are we here? Why? We are created as human beings. In our Shastra we say that there are 84 lakhs of beings. The jatis are there, species are there. And among them, the human life is considered as the crown of creation. Sometimes we feel, what crown? What is there? What is so great about human life? Because sometimes it's a pain. Things comes to our life, also we suffer. When things are going away from our life, also we suffer. Then what is this? The Tantra Shastra, of course, all the Indian philosophies, they always take up this question of purpose. And Artha Shastra, Kama Shastra, all of them, they take up this question, why? Kyun? What is the purpose? Of course, the Dharma Shastra, Sadhana Shastra and Moksha Shastra, that is the main question, why? The Tantra Shastra gives a very beautiful answer, why? Why are we here? Again and again and again, we believe, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani, Jatare Sayanam. We come into this life and then we leave and then we leave the body, again come back. Why? And why not that this is the last? Let me finish. Not possible. Even if we destroy the body, please understand, many people think that we will just destroy the body, everything is done. No. It is just only, sometimes we have taken up this body with a contract to go through a set of prarabdhas and we destroy the body, then again we suffer more. So, why? Tantra says, Swatandriyam tu paro lakshya. What is the absolute or what is the greatest role or goal of our human life? What is that which makes human life so blessed? What is that which makes our human life so special? Says, this is the only life where free. Swatandryo hi paro lakshaha. The absolute, the greatest role or goal or purpose of human life is that we get freedom. absolute freedom. See, English language, any language will have their own limitations. The word, how we translate the word swat. In English, we use again either independence or freedom. But the word swatandriya in Sanskrit is not just freedom or independence. What is swatandriya? Swatantrata. What is swatandriya? Swatantrata. Means what? Abidance on self is swatandriya. The freedom and independence is only a small aspect or a result of swatandriya. So swatandriya is not just freedom. Swatandriya is freedom to do whatever we want, or independence. We are not dependent upon people. Swatandriya is this freedom and independence are two aspects, two results of abidance. So the real meaning of swatandriya is swa. Swa means in one's own true self, tantrata. Abidance in one's own true self is swatandriya. And that is the purpose of human life. Swatandriyam tu paro lakshyah. Now, Tantra comes little down and see when the Rishi said this swatandriya, the disciples were looking at Bhagavan. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by abidance in one's own true self? What do you mean by this swatandriya? So, she comes down and says, the swatandriya is experienced in all of our life as goals in three ways. One is sarva dukkha nivritti. Think about any action we perform. Why do we perform the action? Why are we here or why are we not here? Some people go to some place, some people do not go to some place. Why? Because they think that, oh, I'm suffering. There are some problems in my life. I want to get rid of all my problems, isn't it? Whatever we are doing, whatever we are not doing, the primary cause or desire is to remove suffering from our life. All of us, all beings, not only human beings, each and every being is trying to really remove sorrow, suffering from that life. So the swatandriya is expressed in three ways. Because why swatandriya? Why is we do not want to suffer? Because suffering is not our nature. Physics says that each and every matter is trying to regain its true nature. If you evaporate water, that water will come back to its liquid state. No, if you put water into the freezer, you make it ice, if the normal condition comes back, that will come back to its own true nature. Like that, this entire is trying to come back to its true nature. So that coming back to its true nature is swatandriya. That is expressed one way, because suffering is not our true nature. That's why we cannot accept it. We cannot accept dukkha because it's not our nature. That's why we do anything, why we do not do anything, because sarva dukkha nivritti. We are aspiring for, we are trying to gain, to remove all types of suffering from our life. Not only that, we try to remove, sometimes people ask us, how are you? You say, okay. What do you mean by that? Okay means, theek hai. There's no problems. As such, there's no problems. But then life is so boring. So, just removal of the suffering is not enough. See, when you ask us, so we have enough to eat, we have enough, a safe place to stay, live, we have everything, but are we really happy? Although dukkha nivritti comes to us at least to a limited aspect, we are not happy because it's not that we just want to remove the suffering. Sarva dukkha nivritti is only one aspect of Swatandriya. The second and most important aspect of Swatandriya is Paramananda Prapti. We want to enjoy the Paramananda, the supreme happiness, bliss. It's not that there is no dukkha in our life. We want to be positively happy. Oh, sometimes we are positively happy when our grandson and children and all of them comes to our home, and then we are with them and then we are enjoying. But then when they go away, it's more pain. So any ananda which is coming from outside, of course there is ananda, sukha in the external objects and people. It's not that Shastra says there, no, there is. We can derive some kind of ananda, some kind of happiness, some kind of fulfillment, some kind of positive happiness from the world. But the problem is, that is not eternal. After some time, gone. And then we suffer more. So, the third aspect of Swatandriya is Nitya Tripti. The Tripti, that fulfillment. The heart is now fulfilled. The heart doesn't need anything more. So what do you mean by this, your Swatandriyavada? When you say that Swatandriya is the goal of life, what do you mean? How the Swatandriya is experienced in our life? If all types of sufferings are faded away from our life, we are enjoying positive happiness and bliss, and there is complete, total tripti. There is no more asking for anything more. The mind is completely happy, content with itself. That state is known as Swatandriya. Please, as you know, this is a place for manana. Today, whenever we get some time, just the illam is there, so this each and every is a very blessed place. Take some time to concentrate or to contemplate on this aspect, the purpose of life. The point to discuss or to contemplate is of life. So Shastra says these are, but we may have our own ideas. Let us contemplate on that. Okay? So this is our homework. What is the homework? Why are we here? What is the real purpose of life? Shastra says it is Swatandriya, but we can have our own views. There is nobody in the world who will say no. That's the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. You can accept it or disagree with it, no problem. But think. Now comes, okay, so this is the purpose. Swatandriya, the Shastra says Swatandriya is the purpose. And they say blessing and curse of human life. This Swatandriya Abhivancha, the strong desire for this freedom, independence, is the blessing. At the same time, it is the curse of human life. How? That's why we are not happy. Think about any other beings of this world. Any being, you give them food, you give them some shelter, and give them some companions in life. That's it. They're happy. Are we? The more we get, the more we want. Why? Says Bhagavata, Brahmaji, this is said by Bhagavan. See, in our Tantra Parampara, there are 4 distinct paramparas in our Tantra Shastra, especially in Sri Vidya Sampradaya. One starts from Bhagavan Sri Dakshinamurti himself. The second starts from Sri Bhagavan Sri Hayagriva himself. Third starts from Sakshad Sri Dattatreya. Dattatreya Parampara. Dattatreya is also one of the greatest, pathfinder of our Sri Vidya Sampradaya. So Bhagavan Dattatreya, he is also a part of Srimad Bhagavata. So Bhagavan says there in Srimad Bhagavata's 11th skanda, there Sri Bhagavan is telling that Brahmaji created this world. Tva Purani Vividani Ajaya Atma Shaktya Sripa Pashun Ghaga Damsam. So Bhagavan created everything. Bhagavan Brahmaji created the Devatas and the Rishis and the Gandharvas and the animals and the birds and the Rakshasas and the Pishachas. Whatever creation, all the creation is completed now. Right? Taihi Atushta Hridayaha. He created all these beings. But never felt that completeness in his heart. Why? Because until and unless the masterpiece is created, an artist will be never really fulfilled. So, taihi atushta hridaya. He created all of them. They all are great beings. But he was not satisfied with his creation. Then, Purusham Vidhaya, he created human beings. Purusham Vidhaya Mudamapadeva. The moment he created human beings, he felt, my creation is now complete. Why? Because Brahmavaloka Dishana. What is that which is there? What is that speciality of this new creation? Brahma Avaloka Dishanam. This is a creation which can fulfill their life. How? Brahma Avaloka Dishanam. Who can see and experience Brahman. This is the only one creation which can really experience the supreme consciousness. All of us, think about it. We are not just some beings. We are not useless. We are the best creations of Brahma. Much better than Devatas. Why? We may not be able to, some of us can sing, some of us can do this. But in all of us, there is one ability which is very unique, and that is all of us can experience the divine being within. Not only outside some devatas, the truth can be experienced by each one of us. That is the speciality of human life. That's the rare nature, feature of our human life. Think about, this is the only one creation. Is this. But something happened. What happened? See, ammas, the housewives or ammas will know that, when you have, you are in the kitchen and then one day you went inside and then so that, there is no vegetable by which you can make a curry that day, but there are all tidbits of this and that. So we put everything and then create a curry. Aviyal we call it in Kerala. Like that, what happened? This is the last creation. So Brahmaji has created all these devatas and rishis and gandharvas and then, and also the rakshasas and pishachas. And when this last creation happened, all this got mixed up. So in each one of us, when we stand in front of mirror, not the mirror which is outside, the mirror which is inside, all of us can actually see that there are all these qualities deep within us. There is a divine being. Sometimes, okay? Sometimes we feel that we are so good, so nice, so compassionate, so we help people without any expectation. We feel light. Sometimes, Devata Bhava, that happens to us. It's possible because it is there already in us. Sometimes we understand the scriptures. See, please understand. Understanding scriptures is not easy. All of us might have, sometimes when we read something, so easy we understand. Sometimes everything goes just over our head. Kya ho raha hai? What is happening? We don't even understand. Because when the Rishitva, when that intellectual capacity to perceive, to understand, assimilate truth, because that time our Rishi Bhava is now working. Sometimes we can sing, we can dance, we can paint. See, we can. Think about any other creature which can sing and paint and naturally. Because in all of us, there is Yaksha, Gandharva, all those are there in us. And of course, the animalistic tendencies are there. We want to fly. We want to, hoard. We want to, you are 12:30, 1 o'clock, we will get food. And the moment we want to be in the front of the other person so that I get little early. See, there is animalistic tendency in all of us. Mrga Bhava is there. Pashu Bhava is there. Then comes worst bhavas. It's known as Rakshasa Bhava. Rakshasa is a person who creates problems for others for one's own sake. See, I need something, I want to enjoy something, so I create problems for others. I want this. We fight with people and then grab things. Because the Rajasa Bhava is prominent in this, Daitya and Danava and all of them, Rakshasas. Rakshamo Vayam. We will protect, we will do this. Ahankara, that is there. And the worst thing is known as Pishacha Bhava. What is Pishacha Bhava? Pishacha is the Tamasic being. Who is Tamasic being? Without any, need, we hurt people. Me, you maybe. Think about, husband and wife together, morning, there's no problem. But then we have to just say something and then, make some pain in others' heart. When we see that somebody is suffering because of us, we get a kind of happiness, a kind of sadism that is there in all of us. So see the spectrum. From Devatas to Pishachas, everything there. So that's why, although there is this just possibility of realizing the Brahman as one's own true self, most of us miss it. Why? Because we are always oscillating from Devata to Pishachas. Sometimes we are stuck. We are stuck in different phases, not only that oscillating, sometimes Pishacha only. Because of this, That's why human life is very interesting. Now, one of my greatest hobby is to go to railway stations or bus stands and sit there and watch. You can see such a view. You don't have to go to any movie theater to enjoy. Just go to or marketplace and just sit there and watch people. What things. Some people are so divine, so good, so compassionate, so greedy. Some people are so... Why? Because we see the Leela. The Leela of Jagadamba, the creation, the beauty of the creation is in all this. But because of this mixing up, we are stuck or we are oscillating. Here comes the Shastra. See, when Bhagavan created other creatures, he never thought of revealing any Shastra to anyone. A cat or a dog or an elephant or a lion or anything, it doesn't need any Shastra. You see that? A bird can make its nest. It doesn't have to go to any engineering college to learn how to make the nest. It is there. It's there. A calf is born. Within a few minutes, it can stand up. It can drink. Think about us. How many years? So, Bhagavan understood this is a very beautiful creature. This is a very nice creature. So, endless possibilities are there. But at the same time, there is danger. The moment the human being was created and Mudamapa, Brahmaji was rejoiced to see this. But at the same time, the red light starts to... Why? This is the only creature which can destroy. We are doing that, no? The world is getting destroyed not because of any... This is the only one creature which can destroy its own life and it can destroy the entire universe. Now, that's why when human beings were created, Sri Bhagavan, Sri Jagadamba, whatever you want to call that Supreme, it revealed Shastras to us. Why Shastra? Why scriptures were only given to human beings? Because 4 things has to be done. Now the creation is done, human beings are existing. Now Brahmaji understood, I have to work on these creatures. How? There are 4 things to be done if this creature is able to, achieve the purpose of its life. If this creature has to experience that Brahman, Paramatma, the Supreme Self as his own true nature, if this creature has to experience that Swatantriya, 4 things has to be happened in this creation. What is that? One is known as dosha apanayanam. There are impurities. There are dosha. There are impurities in this creature, and impurities has to be removed, eliminated step by step. So the first mission is dosha, not dosha, okay? Dosha apanayanam. Removal of all the impurities from this being. Just removing dosha will not be enough. Then guna adhanam. You remove the and lots of positive qualities to be added to the mind. That's why before they did the churning of the samudra, the devatas put lots of aushadhis, lots of medicinal plants, etc. into samudra. Then only the amrita will come. So, removing the negativities is one part. That is not enough. We have to put lots of good thoughts, good resources, good qualities. That is known as guna adhana, adding great qualities. Is that enough? No. Then that person will become a good person, but that is not enough. Then comes prayanam. Prayana means this human beings has to be led through the path. Prayana, the travel. This has to be led through the right path. See, there are people, very good people, but sometimes they create more problem in the world more than common man because they are not led properly. So the prayana, the travel, that is also very, 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 very important. There has to be led through the path of dharma. Okay. Is that enough? Prapti. Prayana is, the travel alone is not enough. This being should know where to go. See, we started to go from here. We wanted to, first thing, when you start your prayana, the first question is why, where? Where to reach? Kahan jana hai? So where to reach, that prapti sthana, what is the goal of life, that also has to be clear. So if this creation, Brahmaji is sitting here and looking all of us, and then understand that if this creation has to fulfill the purpose of life, what is the purpose of life? Brahmavaloka. To realize, to experience the true nature and come out of all these, wrong identifications and enjoy the ananda. Then, 4 things has to be done. It has to be dosha apanayana of the impurities, guna adhana, adding of good qualities, prayana, leading it through the right path and showing the gati, showing the goal of life. So this has to be done. How? Brahmaji can think about, if Brahmaji appear in front of us, we'll faint only. A person which like a red color and 4 faces, my God, we say, oh mother, please bless us, please, we want to see you, etc. But one day you are meditating, or you are chanting Lalita Sahasranama, and you see the sound of anklets. That moment you will stop your prayers. Why we are not ready? We say, if sometimes people ask us, if God is everywhere, why are we not able to see? Because we are not ready. We have not developed that drishti. Bhagavan in Gita says, Divyam dadami te chakshuhu. No, you cannot see this God as, for that you need a divine eyes. Now, how can we do this? Shastra says, Ahara nidra bhaya maidhunam cha samanyametat pashubhir narana. The basic need of each being is same. Ahara. We also need food. All the animal kingdom, they also need food. Nidra. We want to sleep. They also want to sleep. Sleep means not only sleeping, a safe place to stay. So that is needed. We also need it. Bhaya. We have different kinds of fear about the world, fear about the natural calamities, fear about other beings. That has to be protected. Bhaya. And maithunam. There are sexual feelings in the heart of all beings and human beings also. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam cha samanyametat pashubhihi narana. If everything is same, then that which makes human life precious says, jnano hi tesham mahato visheshaha. What is that which makes human being the great is jnanam, knowledge. Jnano hi tesham mahato visheshaha jnanad vihinaha pashubhi samanaha. If a human being is without, he is equal to any other creature. Okay. So, what jnana? Jnanam is of two types. Our Shastra divides or, try to explain to us about the knowledge. There are two types of knowledge. Dve vidye vedidavye paracha aparacha iti. There are two types of knowledge. One is about the world, one is about one's own self. See, please see the word used by the Veda, vedidavye. All of us should be instructed. All of us should study. All of us should learn two types of knowledge. The knowledge has two branches. And all of us should learn both. What are they? One is apara. Apara of this, what we see. So when we see our bodies also we can see, okay? So starting from our mind and then body and this entire universe, whether it is psychology or whether it is healthcare, whether it is about physics or chemistry or hundreds of science, branches of science, they are all known as apara vidya. See, our Shastra, sometimes people have this kind of a thought, a feeling that Indian Shastra is not only spiritual. No, we were the pioneers of in many medical field or whether it is in any fields of science, we are great rishis were there. So why? Because we understand that without the world, without controlling the forces of the universe, human beings cannot exist. In a way, we are weaker than our own dogs and cats. Think about, we did not have this Vishesha Buddhi in all of us. Our nails, our teeth, our body, they are much weaker than any of these, creatures of this world. We have some hair for good, no, good for nothing. Our teeth, our nail, so nothing is, we are not blessed with any of the equipments which all of them have. They can run, they can climb, they can naturally. About us, we have to be trained. So, what is that which makes us special is this jnana. Not only about spiritual, even the jnana of this world, the physical science, we call it Bhautika Shastra. That also is very important, without which we cannot survive. If you remove all the physical science from the life of human beings, within like, even the dogs will kill us. Power. So, but that is not enough. There is another jnana, this jnanam about one's own self. Paracha, aparacha, the knowledge about what we see, the seen and the seen. The one who see it, the drashta, drishya jnana, whatever we are experiencing, that jnana should be there. But then, human beings becomes really blessed when we start to see who is the seer. There was a great rishi in our tradition. He was the vice chancellor of a university. Not an ordinary person. He was the vice chancellor. He was used to go into great debates, and then even the great scholars and the kings used to adore him. He was a very rich man. And he had two wives. So from the point of the view of the world, he was a successful person. Everything is there. Name, fame, wealth, comforts, everything. One day he called both the wives and said, I am requesting you for a special permission. What? What do you want? I want to take sannyas. Okay? I will split my endless wealth to both of you. Please give me permission. So once you enter into grihasthashrama, without the permission of the wife, you cannot take sannyas. If you are in brahmacharya ashrama, then you have to take the permission of your mother. And if you are in grihasthashrama, you have to take the permission of wife. The other way also. Wife should take the permission of husband and husband should take the... Without the permission of the better half, the other half, once you enter into this ashrama, you cannot go. So this great saint, his name was Yajnavalkya. He called both of the wives and said, please give me permission. No, whatever I have, all the wealth, everything, I will divide into 2 halves and I will give you. The first wife said, okay, I don't want to be an obstacle in your path, sir. See that, everything is divided properly, okay? And then you give me, I give you permission. She left. There was a second wife. So she said, oh sir, you are living this such a... No, you are in the prime of your life, you have everything, you have name and fame and wealth and what not. Everything is there, and if you are giving up all this, that means you are trying to achieve something higher than this. And as I am the wife of yours, and as I am entitled to everything you own, tell me what it is. Why do you want to take sannyas? Why do you want to give up all this? Such a good life. Why? So there is a beautiful dialogue between this husband and wife. It's in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Very nice. So, the Yajnavalkya says, oh my dear, the purpose of life is to see, to realize one's true nature. Atmavare drashtavya. Kya dekhna chahiye जीवन में? After getting this human life, what is that which we should surely experience? That is Atma. One's own true self is that to be experienced. For that, Shrotavya, Mantavya, Nididhyasitavya. How can you see the Atman? Shrotavya. You have to listen. You have to study scriptures. Oh, I have studied so many scriptures. Now I don't see Atma. Because this just studying scriptures is not enough. Mantavya. You have to sit down and digest it. Most of the time we go to, sometimes nowadays because of the webinar and then online classes, YouTube classes, people are, listening from morning to night. Very good. But then, in the end, we say, बहुत सुना है, मैं तो 10 बार भागवत पढ़ चुका हूँ, कुछ नहीं होता है. Why? Because only study. See, you are eating, but you are not digesting it. Shrotavyaha, mantavyaha. Have to spend time to think, to, understand what Shastra is trying to us. No, I can chant Gita from first verse to 700th verse and the other way also. That's very good, very good. It's like, when you do how you exercise, how your body become very strong. Like that, when we do all that, our mind also intellect become very strong. But that is not enough. We have to take the essence of the Shastra. Mantavya. So I understood the essence, not enough. nididhyasitavyaha. We have to abide in it. So, atmavare drashtavyaha. We have to realize our true nature. For that, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha. Oh. Now, what kind of shrotavya, mantavya, nididhyasya we are talking about? Of course, Shastra has to be learned. And then, mantavyaha, you have to meditate upon it, or you have to understand the essence of it. What do you mean by that? Says, think about yourself. Who are you? As Bhagwan Ramana says, who am I? Main kaun hu? There's only one question to ask. So, see, there is a problem with many of us who have studied Shastra for so many times. The moment you ask this question, who am I? The intellect will give you the answer. Atma hum. I am the pure self, the Atma Buddhi. I have already, studied so many Shastra. So, that is not. When Bhagavan Ramana is asking us to ask this question, it's not an intellectual question. Now, start to see how we feel who you are. They say all of us are living in 5 layers of experience. Panchamukhaha Purushaha. All of us, there are 5 aspects, or we all have 5 layers of intellect and individuality. When I am thinking about myself, actually I am thinking about 5 layers of my true nature, my nature, not true nature, my nature. First one is the physical. So, when somebody asks you, who are you? They ask, can't you see this one? Yehi hu main. This alone is me. Virochana and Indra went to Guru, Prajapati. Guru said, stay with me for 100 years, then only I will teach you. And Guru said, so Akshni Purushaha Saha. See, go in front of the mirror and look at your eyes. And in your eyes, you can see yourself. Virochana said, he went and then looked at the mirror and he saw his own reflection, the reflection of this body, and he thought, this is me. I was very happy. He went back and called all the asuras and said, oh, I know the truth. Who am I? We are nothing but the body. That's what Guru told me. Akshni Purushaha. Indra was, going back. He was in there was a river he has to cross, and then he was crossing the river and he looked at the river and saw the reflection, and then he thought, when you say Akshni Purushaha, he said Akshni Purushaha, the Purusha in the eyes, not the eyes. So he thought, what is that Akshni Purushaha? So then he understood, if there is a dead body, is kept. Next, a living person is lying down. What is the difference between this dead body and a living person? You can look at their eyes. In their eyes, a living being's eyes, there is a light. Oh, that light is what Atma. But what is that light? He went back. He went back to his Guru and said, this Akshni Purushaha, I thought that this body is me, but I understand there's a question, there's a problem. Then what happens after death? So what is the difference between a corpse, a dead body, and a person? Guru said, welcome back, stay with me for 100 years. Then I will teach you. So like that, so all of us, most of the time, we think that we are this body. So, our first and foremost layer of our own, koham, who am I? This sarira. This body alone is me. That is the first thought. First identification, very strong. So, what is mananam to do? Manana, the contemplation on body, is not to think that I am body, but why I am not body. See, sit down and think about you, or take your, now at least we will have some albums. The new generation will not have any albums. Go back to your house and open your album in your, your wedding album 40 years back, 50 years back, and then look at that figure and look at yourself. 40 years back, what I was, now very different. So, if I think that I am the body, which was there and which is now different. So I am not the body. Because bodies keep on changing. No, there is asti jayate vardate viprinamate. This all happens to the body. So I am not the body. Actually, you don't need much of contemplation to understand that we are not the body. But we have to sit down and then contemplate. Then comes the next. Then, if I am not the body, then who am I? Then comes, actually, prana is me. See, there some people are there, okay? They are so strong, look like a lot of muscles are there and all that. But then we hear that one day, he just dropped dead. Huh? What happened to him? We say, because one thing is the physical appearance, another thing is our health. The health and physical appearance are two things. Sometimes a person who looks so thin and then weak, he has more pranic Shakti than another person. Why? Because we have another layer of personality known as pranic personality. No, physiological personality. Some people, they can eat, they can drink, no problem. Because they are healthy. Because their pranas are functioning very properly. So, the second type of our individuality or our identification is with prana. Because of that prana, we are able to do all whether it is, pumping of the heart or the thinking or the digestion, these are all happening because of the prana. So the second layer of our personality is identified with the prana. Pranam brahme divyajanad, pranadyeva ghallimani bhutani jayande, pranena jatani jivandi, pranam prayandya bisamvisandidi. Oh, we say, in most of our language we say, pranan poi. Pranan poi means, ho gaya. Death. What is death? Death is nothing but the prana comes out of the body. The moment the prana comes out of the body, the jiva cannot stay there. The prana is the connecting link between the jiva and this physical body. So, most of the time, subtler to this physical existence, we are identified with our prana. We say we are very strong. Everything is happening good. Everything is not happening good. These are all because of the pranic identification. Now comes the third, which is our emotions. Some people look so strong, they are very healthy. But if you look at them, they will start to cry. Emotional health. Some people, whatever may happen, they are so strong. Where is the strength? Whether it is weakness or strength is in the mind. The subtler, the stronger. The pranas are subtler than the physical body, and the pranas are stronger than the physical body. And the mind is stronger than the prana. That's why we can control prana. Pranayama can be practiced. I have seen some yogis who can actually stop their heart by the yogic practices. It's all possible because the prana is grosser than the mind. Our identification with the mind. Oh, I'm very happy today. Ha ha ha. I'm so sad. I'm so confused. The mind is our third layer of identification. Subtler than the mind is our intellect. Sometimes mind is, so disturbed. But if your intellect is strong, we can control it. Mind wanted to, kill somebody, but the intellect says, no. If the intellect is stronger than the mind, the intellect can control it. So we are identified with the intellectual layer of existence. Ideas. Ideas. We are so much inspired by the ideas. We are ready to do anything. The moment a person got that inspiration and idea that I want to free my country from foreigners, he is ready to do. He will give up his prana also, mind also, his emotions also, his physical comforts also, because intellect is much stronger. And we are identified with our parties. Now the elections are coming up everywhere and people are... Because our ideas are much stronger. The intellect is much stronger and we are identified with our intellect. And more than all this, subtler than our physical, pranic, emotional and intellectual aspect is our vasana. Swamiji, oh yes sir, we want to meditate. Very good, but I can't. Why? The moment I sit for meditation, that is the only time I think about my daughter who is in Switzerland. All of the time I don't even think about her. When I sit for my meditation, that time the thoughts start to come. And when I want to do, I know that I'm not supposed to do this. But some kenapi devena hridisthidena yada niyungte tada karomi. As though somebody is sitting inside and pushing us to do things. Duryodhana was trying to put it on Bhagavan. Bhagavan said that is not any deva or anything. It is your vasanas. Deep within. We are carrying like a microchip which is there known as Karana Sharira. In that Karana Sharira we are carrying so much of vasanas of so many births. And we are identified with our vasanas. That is the subtlest and the strongest. So when you say, come out of all this, what do you mean by... Says, Annamaya Pranamaya Manomaya Vijnanamaya Manandamaya Atma Me Shuddhyantam Jyotiraham Viraja Vipapma Bhuya Saggaswaha. I am not Annamaya Kosha. I am not Pranamaya Kosha. I am not Manomaya Kosha. I am not Vijnanamaya Kosha. I am not Anandamaya Kosha. I am not even my vasanas. Who are you? Jyotiraham. I am the light because of which all these are known. In my light, everything is known. I am that Jyoti in which everything is seen, experienced. Viraja, without any rajas, without any papa, there is no sin. No, I am immaculate. There is no sin in me. Vipapma, without any papa, I am that Atman. Somebody asks, what is the purpose of Tantra? See, in Vedanta, it's very clear. What is Tantra's absolute? Aham Devi na chanyosmi brahmaivaham na shoka bhak sachidananda rupoham nitya mukta svabhavavan. Tantra and Veda are not different. They are the two expressions of the same truth. What is said in Veda, Veda and Vedanta is applied. That's known as Tantrikam. Tantra actually means applied science. The great wisdom which are there in the Veda, how those can be applied into our day-to-day life is known as Tantra. And Tantra is talking about many things. Okay, Tantra is not telling in the beginning itself everything is Maya, etc. Slowly, it travels with us and slowly takes us into subtler existence. And where is it leading to us? Leading to this experience. What is that? Aham Devi, this Jagadambiga whom I am worshipping. Now, Aham Devi, na chanyosmi, there is no separate existence for me. She alone is there. Who is this Devi? Brahma eva. This Jagadambiga whom I worship is none other than Brahma. Parabrahma Surupini. Brahmaivaham na shokabhak. I am not some miserable creature, one who is crying and lamenting for each and everything in my life. Na shokabhak. Who am I? Sachidananda Rupoham. I am that supreme existence, consciousness, bliss. Nitya Mukta Svabhavavan. Even when I am living in this body, going through all these experiences of life, even then, I am that Nitya Mukta Svabhavavan. So that is the truth. Whether we experience it or not, that is the truth. Now comes the question, okay, very good, sir, but then how is that? How is it possible for each one of us to experience it? This experience, how to experience our true nature is revealed through scriptures, and we are going to study a very great scripture known as Lalita Sahasranama. Lalita Sahasranama is not just some names, but it is a shastram. Okay, so now in the next class, we will study about the shastra. What is shastra? How many types of shastras are there? And among them, where is the Lalita Sahasranama? And then slowly, step by step, by the grace of Jagadamba, will enter into the heart of these great scriptures. Thank you. Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.